Hey guys, it's your boy aijalonwallace. Today I'm here with one of my students with Nomad Recruiters Academy, Monique. How are you doing today? How's everything going on your end?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's a beautiful day here in Brazil. It's sunny. I don't know what the weather's like. You're in Atlanta right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. How is it?
It's
How is it
cold.
down?
Very, very cold.
But no snow. No snow,
No,
right?
no. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, look, I guess when she's starting off, I love for people to try to understand what inspired them to want to get into staffing and recruitment. If you can talk a little bit about your previous background, what you were doing, and what made you want to, become an entrepreneur and start your own staffing and recruitment agency.
Well, the thing that made me want to start my own staffing agency is that I am prior military,
Okay.
and for me, I've always kind of wanted to um, do something that would help other people. I never really knew exactly what that was at the time. So I had to do a lot of just thinking about what exactly I wanted to do to help someone. When it comes to prior military, I know what it's like to get out of the military and be nervous
Mhm.
about it, be scared about what you're going to do. So one of the things I wanted to kind of focus on was, I guess, helping the veterans find job placements. So that was one of the
Yeah.
things that I thought would be great for me to
Wow.
just be able to help and give
Mhm.
back. So that's kind of where
Yeah.
recruiting came in for me, because I said, well, what other what other way could I do that besides, you know what better way could I do that besides helping somebody find a job who's
Yeah.
transitioning and getting out. So that
Exactly.
was kind of where, I was like, oh, okay, recruiting. That
Hmm.
really sounds good. This is something
Yeah.
I feel is good for me. So
Yeah.
that's where.
But it's a good niche. Like no one, you gotta be like Mr. Grinch to want to say no to someone trying to help out vets,
Mm,
like especially being that you serve. Thank you for your service, by the way,
yeah,
and but it's a great niche at the end of the day as well, because everyone wants to help people who have served. But I know you've done more than one niche, but it's a lot of ways that you could go about it. But it's interesting that at the same time, now the great thing about recruitment is not only that you're making money, but you have the opportunity to help people feed your family. So you get a
right.
lot of a lot of power behind that. So I guess you're ready to start your agency, and you're looking online for potential people academies to join. There are a lot of academies out there. I guess what drove you to Nomad Recruiters Academy, compared to other programs?
Well, when I first came across, well, I started looking
Hmm.
on YouTube
Yeah.
for, recruiting uh, videos. I
Yeah.
came across several different recruiting videos, and
Hmm.
I just did not feel like it was the right
Hmm.
fit for me. So
Yeah.
when I came across your videos, I instantly
Yeah.
connected with your videos. I felt like a genuineness about your videos,
Yeah.
and you kind of spoke my language. So so I started watching
Yeah.
more. I couldn't stop watching your videos. I was like,
Yeah.
binge watching your videos, and I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? Let me see if he has a program. And at the time, you didn't have the program, so I was
I
just like,
didn't. Yeah. Yeah.
but eventually you came out with the program, and I was
Yeah.
just like, you know what, this is. I didn't even have to think about it, to be honest,
Yeah.
because I had connected with your videos so much. I saw that you put quality into your videos,
Yeah.
and that's what I was looking for. So it was a no-brainer when you came out with the
Yeah.
course. I was like ready for it.
I
So yeah.
remember. I remember. I do. I remember when you first called me. I remember that. Yeah. I think it took me 2 more weeks to finish it up, but
Right.
yeah, you were one of the first students to join up and sign the program. So yeah, it was. it was a process. We've upgraded a lot since then though, because we started off with Teachable and now we're inside of Kajabi. It's much more fancy and prettier and nicer and all that stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you made your first placement within 30 days of joining the program.
Mhm.
And I remember, so I reached out to you. I was like, hey, we need to get a video up. And you were like, hey, I didn't make that much money. I don't want to do a video. And
Yeah.
I guess, and the reason, I'm highlighting this is because I was like, well, it's not about how much money you made. It's the fact that you made your first placement and you already proven to yourself that you can run your own agency. And that's
Mhm.
what I tell a lot of people. So many people are so worried about the money. Make your first placement. The money is going to come, but prove to yourself that you can actually do this. And a lot of my students, I have some students who are very successful and some who struggle with taking action, but when you got into the program, you really went through a lot of the content. You really start taking action and initiative and just start making it happen. There are some students who need time to process things. They need to go over things 2, 3 times. You got into the program, you just start going at it. Now you had some hiccups. You had a lot of which most recruiters do. You're gonna have a lot of, unfortunate scenarios that you're gonna go through. And I guess can you talk to me a little bit about some of the things that you went through and how, some of the strategies from Nomad Recruiters Academy helped you out while you were going through that process with some of those, some of those interviews you were having with some of your candidates before you made that placement.
Well, some of the things I went through was one, I guess not hearing back from,
Yeah.
certain candidates that you would reach out to, you don't
Yep.
really hear back from them.
Mhm.
Um, some of the things, I'm trying to think of another one.
Well, we mentioned. I think you told me about that, and I told you to not represent candidates like that because
Right,
um, those are red flags. If
correct.
you're working with a client, you're often in recruitment. We always create a sense of urgency. In order to operate in this business, you're gonna have to have a sense of urgency, and it's first come, first serve.
Right.
So if you're reaching out to candidates and they're not getting back to you and they're taking days or 2 days, you really don't want to represent those candidates because you know we offer guarantee periods. So where
Mhm.
we can be forced in a situation to guarantee, to give our money back to our client if we put the wrong person
Mhm.
in a job. Recently, you asked me a question as well about I don't know if it was a candidate or it was a client, but somebody asked you about um, who your client was or who your candidate. What was it? I think.
Correct. Correct. They wanted to know the name of the company that was
Okay. Yeah.
hiring. And I thought they were interested in actually applying,
Yeah.
with me, but they were actually just wanted to know the name of the client and didn't hear
Exactly.
back from them again. That's all the conversation was who's the client? I mean, not, who's
Yeah.
the hiring
First
company.
first thing they said. And that's a red flag because there are a lot of recruiters out there that, pose as candidates. And sometimes candidates, they have their own recruiters. They'll get the client and they'll go to the recruiter and say, hey, get me this job and let's make
Um,
something happen. So
yeah.
there's a lot. So you always have to be careful. That's why I always encourage students to send blank resumes to clients and also only give out your client name if you're talking to the candidate on the phone and you vetted them, you qualified them, and you feel like this is somebody that you want to send to the client, but you have to be protective over your client these days because a lot of people will try to steal your clients. I
Mhm.
guess I guess going into the program of the course. So y- there, I guess, can you talk a little bit I mean, without giving away a lot of secrets, but can
Right.
you talk a little bit about the program, about Nomad Recruiters Academy? Because you spoke to a lot of other career coaches or recruitment coaches, and you looked into a lot of other programs, but talk a little bit about, Nomad Recruiters Academy from the organization, the designs, how everything is set up, and the strategies, of course, as well. How what are your views on it? For potential students who may be wanting to join.
Well, the course itself is very organized. It's very
Hmm.
well laid out, very organized, very appealing to the eyes. So I love the way it
Hmm.
looks, and I'm
Yeah.
not confused. It's so
Yeah.
easy. It's so
Yeah.
easy to go from one module to the next module, and it kind of
Right.
builds on itself. So I do like that. So easy to navigate. So another thing I like
Mhm.
about the course is that I like the fact that you get straight to the point. Like you
Yeah.
don't fill it with a bunch of fluff, and
No.
I appreciate that. And it's also good quality. Like the information that you put in there is
Yeah.
value. It's just all value. I
Yeah.
like that about the course. I like the way that you have it set up, where you have the mindset first, and then you
Hmm.
have the actual recruiting
Hmm.
separate, but you put the mindset first because
Yeah.
it is so important to have the
Yep.
right mindset. And the videos um, are just amazing. Like the
Yeah.
mindset videos,
Yeah.
amazing. Like I
Yeah.
love it. So,
Well,
but yeah, it's it's
yeah.
it's straight to the point, quality, value. You're not, wasting people's time with a bunch of fluff. So
No.
I really love how you
Yeah.
have it set up.
Yeah. And going back to the when Monique is talking about in the program, we have a mindset portion in the course that really gets you, it helps train your mind to start thinking like an entrepreneur, because you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. And when I started the program, I had beta students in the program. And before I started to launch the course, I had 6 beta students, and they all struggle mentally. They all were very successful in finding clients, making placements. It was a mental portion. A lot of people are going to have ups and downs in their lives. They're going to have situations with their family, they're going to have situations with their friends, their jobs are going to let them go. A lot of things are going to happen, but you have to still have that hunger and that determination to be successful no matter what. You're going to have a lot of negative things happen, and it's going to be up to you to keep on going and keep pushing yourself, which we highlight often in the program. I guess for, when you were really at a stage where you were like, I'm about to do this and nothing's about to stop me. I remember when you called me, I didn't even have a price for my program. I didn't even have a price yet. And you were just like, I'm ready to sign up, just whatever it is, let me know. But I guess for a lot of people out there that are potentially hesitant or making a lot of excuses or tired of their 9 to 5, but they haven't taken action to get started with their agency, what advice would you give them for people, that are looking to start their agency? Should they get a coach first, or should they just go straight into it? Should they just take action? What advice and tips would you give them for those watching this video?
They should definitely not just jump into it, because you don't know what you don't know. And if you just jump into it
Yeah.
blindly, you're going to make a lot of, not
Yeah.
so good choices when you can just
Yeah.
invest in yourself
Hmm.
and and have all the information you need to go
Yeah.
from, not knowing about this industry to
Yeah.
being, being a professional at this industry. So I definitely wouldn't advise just jumping into it. Um,
Mhm.
and if you're afraid of paying for this course,
Yeah.
I think that's the wrong way to look at it. You should
Yeah.
look at it as far as you're investing in yourself.
Yeah.
You're going to get something out of this course that's going to pretty much change your finances, like for the better. So
Yeah.
if you're worried about your finances, or you don't want to work a 9 to 5 anymore, why not
Mhm.
invest in something that can free you from that and give you
Yeah.
the lifestyle that you have always
Yeah.
wanted? It's just, it was a no-brainer for me. Either I can hold on to this money that
Yeah.
I have to pay for this course and put it
Mhm.
towards bills and other things, or I
Yeah.
can invest it and make it grow for me and work
Yeah.
into, work in my favor. So it was a no-brainer for me. This was,
Right.
don't even second guess it. This is you want a real
Yeah.
program on recruiting, this is the program on recruiting.
Yeah.
It's going to take you from A to Z, and
Yeah.
there's no fluff about it.
Yeah.
It's straight to the point.
Well, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
And
that's all I can really say. Yeah.
no, I 100% agree. And I
Mhm.
remember I had a student, she had bought a when I had my Black Friday sale, program was marked down $1,000. And I had a student, she had just bought a brand new purse for $1,000. And she went back to
Wow.
the store and refunded her, she got her money back and she purchased my program. And and she was just like, because she was just like, I'm tired, I don't want to, she had just completed her time in the service as well, and she was just like, I don't want to go work a 9 to 5, I want to work for myself. And I but to say that, I talk to a lot of people who have a lot of materialistic things, and it's like, listen,
Mhm.
go pawn this, use a credit card, take action on your life. I always tell a lot of students as well, you don't even have to join my program. You just need to get started. You can join other people's program, but one of the things, because I'm not a hard seller, I don't force people to join my program, but I tell people, listen, one of my favorite movies is Sister Act 2, when Whoopi tells Lauren Hill, when you wake up in the morning and all you can think about is singing, you were born to be a singer. And for a
Mhm.
lot of entrepreneurs, they wake up in the morning and all you can think about is side hustles, being an entrepreneur, working for themselves. That's most likely what you were born to do. If you can't stop thinking about, not going to work or being in traffic for 2 hours, most likely
Right.
you were meant to live this lifestyle at the end of the
Mhm.
day. And you got to take action at some point, but you got to want it for yourself. I can't want it for you,
Mhm.
and I don't teach hunger. But I guess on top of the program, it's over 100 lessons in the program, and the program is constantly being updated. And we have guest speakers. We have a guest speaker speaking tomorrow. We're gonna have one next month as well. But you get access to, I guess, can you tell me, like, your opinion about the advantages of the group coaching calls and actually getting to connect with me whenever you need to as well?
Oh yeah, definitely. The group coaching calls are very beneficial because
Yeah.
not only are we um, just learning from the experience of other students,
Hmm.
which I have learned a lot, like just listening to other students and what they have experienced and gone through and how they've
Yeah.
gotten past certain challenges, and also being able to speak with you about it. Some people, they have these programs and you don't
Yeah.
even speak to them at
No.
all, so you're watching like a pre-recorded
No.
program and you don't have any access to them, but the fact that you
Yeah.
actually give us your time is
Yeah.
just priceless. Like, it's just the icing
Yeah.
on the cake. So I appreciate it because I'm able to ask you questions,
Yeah.
anything that I'm struggling with in the program, or just recruiting in
Yeah.
general. I'm able to ask you, and that's
Yeah.
amazing to have that access.
Well, the thing about it, what's crazy enough, something that you mentioned, a lot of students don't speak to the people they reach out to. Most of my competitors don't even speak to students on their discovery calls, their free calls. They don't even get to speak with them face to face. It's usually like a salesperson. On top of that, a lot of their group coaching calls are monthly. We have ours weekly, but we have a community as well to help and support you. But I always tell people joining these programs, if you're going to buy a program, try to at least see what you're buying. You
Mhm.
know, I always tell a lot of students, when they look at me and look at my competitors, I'm like, hey, ask them to see what you're about to buy. And I always open up my program. I let people see what the inside of it, what it looks like, what they're going to get,
Right.
because I want to be transparent. When you're about to spend a couple $1,000s on my program like mine, you need to know what you're buying at the end of the day sometimes. And a lot of my competitors won't show you what they're selling, and it's it's,
And
and it's not.
honestly,
Yeah.
mhm. And
No, go
honestly,
ahead.
hearing you speak about that, it would make me question the program if I
Yeah.
can't be in contact with the person who created the program. How much of that industry do they really know? Is this
Yeah.
something that they just paid somebody to create and then they just want to make money on
Yeah.
autopilot? Or do they really know this industry? Do they really know how to
Yeah.
be a recruiter? If you can't speak with them and ask them questions,
Yeah.
then do they
Well,
really know how to
yeah.
be a recruiter? Or are they just passing you
What
off to the course? Mhm.
Well, sadly, one of my competitors, I won't mention who they are, but one of their students reached out to me, and sadly enough, they spent a lot of money, way much more money than my program, a couple thousand, a lot of money, and a lot of my competitors, what separates me from my competitors is that we focus a lot on candidate management just as much as client management. And all my competitors only teach you how to find clients. They don't teach you how to manage candidates. So, and also how to read red flags. So one of my competitors' students reached out to me and they brought on a client and they spent a lot of money on ads on Indeed
Mm.
and then they got like 12 jobs. They sent over 15 resumes to the client and this person spent about almost close to 2,500 in ads and time and trying to recruit for this company, and they came back to her and said we're going to put the job on hold. So and she was just, sadly enough, it kind of it stopped her business for a while. That was a lot of money. She was super excited, but she wasn't really able to hop on group coaching calls with this person. She wasn't able to ask for help. She didn't get no support. And it was just like, I'm like, and I was asking her questions like, hey, uh, at least tell me there's a candidate management portion, a client management portion, of course. At least tell me that you were giving red flags to look out for before you started
Mm.
work. It was nothing like that in the program she purchased. It was just teaching her how to find clients, and it wasn't actual recruitment. And a lot of my competitors are self-taught. And I actually, I worked in a recruitment agency during my time in Australia. I've been in recruitment for almost 7+ years. So I give a lot of well-known recruitment strategies to my students to protect them at the end of the day. But you have to understand that there are a million ways to go about business development, client management, and recruitment. But recruitment is universal, but there are always different strategies and ways to go about it.
Mhm.
um I guess you know how do you feel about um I always like to, when I'm interviewing a lot of women entrepreneurs, do you feel that we need more women entrepreneurs in today's society? Or just as a, I believe that you are a parent,
Mhm.
and having this lifestyle eventually gives you more freedom and to run your own schedule and have your own time and flexibility, would you say?
Yes, that's really important to me, especially as
Yeah.
a parent, being able
Mhm.
to spend that quality time and not spend that time working for somebody else for long hours and little pay. So
Yeah.
definitely that's important to me. Do I feel like we need more women entrepreneurs? You know what? Definitely. Like
Yeah.
there's always room for more women entrepreneurs. And
Yeah.
I think more women who are considering it should, really move forward with it. If
Yeah.
this is something that they want to do, I say go for it because, like you said, if it's something that is
Mhm.
on your mind all the time,
Yeah.
then you should go for it because it's
I
there
agree.
for a reason. So, yeah, definitely we should use, not use, but
Yeah.
we should have more women entrepreneurs. Definitely.
Yeah. And after you made your first placement, I guess I'm just curious, what was going through your mind when you made your first deal? Did you have the, oh wow, I can really do this, or I made it much harder than what it actually was, or what was going through your mind when you made your first deal so fast?
It was, I don't even think I have the words. It's just, you know what, AJ,
Mm,
you just don't know what people go through in life.
mm,
So when I made that placement, it just gave me the assurance that yes, this is real.
yeah.
Yes, you can do this and you've done
Hmm.
it. You just did it.
Yeah.
Yes, you can do it again. and you
It's
can
that
grow
simple.
your income. So
Yep.
it was just an amazing feeling to have the tools and the capability to literally
Hmm.
change my whole lifestyle,
Yeah.
to literally be free. To
Right.
have that capability was just,
Hmm.
like I said, I don't even have the words, but when it
Yeah.
happened, it was
But
like, oh my
yeah,
God. I was
yeah.
like,
It's same for me. Like I tell people when I made my first deal, I was inside of an IHOPs. I was crying. I was emotional. It took me 3 months. You and a lot of my students um have made your first place before me. I tell a lot of people this, and I brag about it because I'm happy. But a lot of my students have made their first placements before me, but it took me 3 months to make my first placement. And it was emotional because I was like, I can do this. I can really do this.
mhm,
And it shifted my life dramatically. A lot of people are able to look at my videos now, and I can always fall back on recruiting. As long as I got jobs, I'll always be able to make money. But I was just like, but it wasn't even about the money. It was just like, man, my whole life I've been programmed, I've been trained to think that I have to wake up 3 hours before work. I have to be in traffic for an hour, 2 hours. I have to go work this job from 9 to 9 sometimes, even on weekends. And and then taxes take all of my money out of my check, and I'm left with
mhm,
pennies and bills and this and that. And I was like, man, like, what if I invest in me? What if I believe in me? I
mhm,
I, I know what I can do. 100 hours a week for a corporate company, I know what I'm capable of. But what can I do for myself if I put 100 hours a week for myself? And really grow my business and grow my agency. So it's just like you said, it's no words can express that feeling when you actually take action and do it. And this is not an Amazon store. This is not like an e-commerce store or drop shipping. This is people. You're actually making a difference. It's not only you're making money, but it feels even 10 times better because you just made somebody income increase by 20 or 50%, depending on the situation. And now you got a new friend, almost. You got a new friend, a new network. And it's a beautiful start and a beautiful journey. I guess
mhm,
look, I guess just to finish out this interview, for a lot of people watching, um any last words is one of the things I always ask. Any last words for people who are watching, who are most likely looking to get started this year, 2022, who are looking to take action, but probably, like I said, they have a lot of reasons why they haven't taken action, but they're thinking about doing it. Any advice for them, because you went through it all, or and you still made it happen. So yeah.
mhm. The advice I would give is, you know, don't don't talk yourself out of it. If this is something you've been looking up the videos,
Mhm.
you've been thinking about it, you've been contemplating about it, go
Yeah.
ahead and get the information. Go
Mm.
ahead and, move forward instead of being stuck where you are. So I would say, yeah, just try out the course
Mhm.
and see how you like it, which I know you're gonna love it. So
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
but I would say, yeah, just move forward. Stop
Yeah.
thinking about it. Go ahead and just do it.
Yeah.
And then you can see that everything that I've been saying about the course is true because,
Yeah.
it is an amazing course. He put a lot of work into this, and I can tell that, that he did because it's
Yeah.
so full of quality and value. Don't second guess yourself. Go ahead, move forward, and
Mhm.
and go to the next phase of your life.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Monique. I appreciate having
So
you. Can't wait to hear more success stories for you this year with your agency. We're going to finish out, and thank everyone for coming and watching this video. All right.